Hello, Sam from Sound on Sound magazine here. I'm at the NAMM show in Anaheim, California. I've come several thousand miles across the Atlantic Ocean to meet a man who lives about 5 miles away from me, Kevin Walker of Unity Audio.
How are you doing, Sam?
I'm good, how are you?
Yeah, it's quite amazing. We've travelled 5,000 miles and we live like half a mile away from each other in England. That's bizarre.
Crazy stuff. But you've come here to show off some new rocks, is
we
that
have
right?
Indeed, yeah. Well, lots of new speakers actually and updates, but this is sort of the big one, the Rock Mark 3. So it's actually our 10th year this year. We launched the Rock in 10 years ago at the Music Messe show. So with the Mark 1, obviously. So now we're here with the Mark 3.
Excellent. So what's new in the Mark III?
Well, so new in the Mark III, what we did was, well, we had to, unfortunately, the silver woofer that we used in the Mark I and the Mark II has gone out of production. That's out of our hands, unfortunately. We don't actually make the drive units. So we went, still staying with the same manufacturer that do all our woofers and tweeters, ELAC. We moved over to their new crystal membrane woofer. So it's still the same size woofer, and the cabinet is identical size as well. Still got the Corian front baffle. So the main difference with the Mark III over the previous ones is the woofer construction. It's a much more heavy-duty woofer. This is, if you can see on the surface of the woofer itself, it's a 0.2mm aluminium foil stamped into a traditional paper cone, glued to a paper cone. It's double magnet, bigger voice coil.
It's quite striking to look at with that geometric pattern on it.
Yeah.
Does that have a sort of function as well as being pretty?
Yeah, it's to stop some sort of distortion artifacts building up on the edges of the cone itself, and it also serves as being a much sort of stiffer construction as well. And the rubber surround is a different composition from the previous one.
So has this changed the voicing of the monitors in any way?
Well, it's because we've changed the cone. Yes, in theory it would, but we've spent a lot of time retaining, trying to retain that initial, that core fundamental rock sound, because there's thousands out there, thousands of people using them, and who love them. So it's a lot of time making sure we're not deviating hugely from that sound that people love. So, case in point, we're still using the very same input crossover board from day one that Tim DeParavicini designed for us, albeit, of course, it's been modified. We have to modify it to accommodate the changes in the characteristics of this new woofer. The other big change is, and we've been doing this for a little while now, we've actually moved to Class D amplification on a few of the models, not on everything, but certainly on the Rock and the Mini Rock. So this has got 280 watt Class D amplifiers in there. So yeah, it's got a lot of power. This will produce more SPL than the previous Rock Mark II, but the sonic signature is still retained. I was very nervous about that, and I've sent out some Mark IIIs to some real die-hard Mark II people, and they've all come back and said the same thing. You know, you've nailed it. It's got all the great things we love about the Mark II, but you know, there's been improvements and certainly more greater SPL power handling. So that was a big relief.
Oh, fantastic. Phew.
Yes, it was a few moment, yeah.
So in terms of pricing, how does this compare with the Mark II?
Yeah, it's a little bit more. Just, things go up, unfortunately. This woofer is actually quite a lot more cost than the previous one. So not a huge amount more. I think we're looking at about sort of 900, 950 each in pounds for a Rock, yeah.
Awesome, and is this new model available now?
Yeah, it's shipping now. We've been shipping it for a little while. We made sure that, as I say, we got everything right. We sent some out to some die-hard Rock 2 users who gave us the seal of approval. So, yep, all shipping, all done, yeah.
Brilliant, thanks Kevin. Hope to see you in some faraway country again soon.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Cheers,
Take care, mate.
Bye.